Hello and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode we are talking about the very first 4K release from ClassicFlix, and they are entering the market with a huge splash. Mickey Spillane's I, the Jury, a 1953 private eye movie based on it's Mike Hammer. It's a Mike Hammer movie shot in 3D by John Alton. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know John Alton is the guy behind, also released from ClassicFlix, Raw Deal, T-Men, He Walked by Night. They even put these three movies together in a John Alton film noir collection. He is a master of cinematography. He is studied. He paints with light and shadow, and he really does. You see imitators of John Alton and so much film noir that came after him. But here, it's great. It's the only 3D movie that John Alton shot. He lensed it specifically for 3D, and it's not... There are some 3D gimmicks. When I think of 3D gimmicks, I'm thinking about, the Creature from the Black Lagoon walking towards the camera, or, like the paddle ball or whatever. There are some gimmicks, but John Alton really uses the format to expand the depth of the screen and to further, just to make it immersive. These shadows, that's what he does. And the thing about this new restoration is that these blacks are so black, and the night just envelops you. It's absolutely beautiful. Mike Hammer is, of course, a Mickey Spillane character. I, the Jury is Mickey Spillane's first crime novel, and this is the first Mickey Spillane film as well. So it's a lot of firsts. If you know Mickey Spillane's fiction, it's, how do I want to say this? It elevates exploitation elements. It elevates the violence. It elevates the sexuality. And transferring that to a movie is a challenging thing. But I'm kind of amazed at how much the film gets away with, because there's nymphomania, there's homosexuality, and how much do I want to say about this? So much is there. It's just because no one ever says exactly what it is, and they leave you to read between the lines. They got away with so much in a time when the code was starting to crack, right? But still, this is a time when films are being they're being judged on their content, and they have to go through all these different standards. It probably helps that this was not a major studio. This was not a huge tentpole film. It's a relatively low budget, more independent production. And it's really great. So Mike Hammer, we know as Darren McGavin in the series, one of the television series. We know him as Stacy Keach. Here, it's Biff Elliott, who was a real-life New York guy, a boxing champion, and he brings in authenticity to it. There's archival footage of Biff Elliott here, and he seems like a real peach of a guy. He seems really sweet. And he's talking, and he's like, I got everybody believing that I was a tough guy, but I was just you watch him in the movie, and there's a punching scene, he gets in a lot of fights, right? And it's like the way he's laying the punches in, you're just like, whoa. So it's a different take on Mickey Spillane. I'm sorry, on Mike Hammer than I think we're used to, but it is in its own way incredibly authentic. So the movie itself is a whodunit. Mike Hammer has, at the beginning of the movie, we're introduced to his friend. His friend is killed, and then enter Mike Hammer. Why is my friend killed? It's personal. He just goes through all the suspects with his fists, with other things, and culminates with this. You know what? I'm not going to say it, because if you haven't seen it, you got to discover it for yourself. Let's talk about what we're dealing with here. So this is a 4K restoration. This is the flat version. The 4K is the flat version, not 3D. When I say flat, I mean, not three-dimensional. 4K is the flat version. The Blu-ray, so 4K disc, the Blu-ray disc has, in fact, here, let me show you the art on the discs. So there's the 4K, and then here's the Blu-ray, which has the 3D version in 1080p, and the flat version also in 1080p. So there's two versions on the Blu-ray, and then the 4K is the flat version. There's tons of special features on the Blu-ray. There's a new audio commentary with Max Allen Collins, you guys. There's a archival commentary with Biff Elliott from 2004. There's an archival interview with Biff Elliott from 2006. Deep in the Shadows, the 3D world of I, the Jury. That is an amazing look at the use of 3D in this film. An unaired Mike Hammer TV show pilot from 1954, written and directed by Blake Edwards and starring Brian Keith. And that is bookended by Max Allan Collins, who was Mickey Spillane's friend. He continues Mickey Spillane's work in fiction. And I've got my Mickey Spillane collection right here. And he really talks about, like giving us the backstory. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. There's also 2 rarely seen O. Henry Playhouse TV episodes, one with Preston Foster, who's in the film, and the other with Peggy Castle, who's in the film. And then episode of TV series Public Defender featuring Biff Elliott. So absolutely loaded. If you guys want to freeze that so you can read everything that's here. I do want to talk about the transfer. I want to talk about the restoration that was done by UCLA. It looks really, really good. It's the best the movie's ever looked. It's the best the movie is ever going to look. I need to tell you guys this. The 4K version of this does not have HDR, Dolby Vision HDR. It does not have that. Why? I would be speculating. I would guess because these restorations are super expensive. And for a black and white movie, it was just decided that that was not the way to go. Having seen black and white movies like the Universal Monster films, like Double Indemnity, that do have 4K, or that do have HDR, I do think HDR adds an element here. And it would have made this, it would have added another level here. I'm very happy with I, the Jury, but my job is to give you the facts, right? Just the facts, ma'am and sir. So really great 4K quality, no HDR. The film grain is beautiful. It's toned down. Some of you guys really hate film grain because you let me know. You really hate film grain. I love film grain. It's just right. I think this film grain it's going to make everybody happy. And then the special features really elevate this to a must-have. So if you're on the fence about this, ClassicFlix this is what I'm going to say. ClassicFlix is a independent distributor. Their success is dependent on you supporting their business model. So if you are interested in this, again, they've taken a lot of the guesswork out of it for you because it's not like, well, do I get the 4K? Do I get the Blu-ray? There is no Blu-ray only version. You get the 4K and the Blu-ray, or you get the DVD. So I heartily recommend this. It's a loaded package. It makes for a really good entry in your Noirvember viewing schedule. And I feel like we've just, kind of touched the tip of the iceberg here. We've just started to crack the ice on this one. There's so much more we could talk about here, but we will continue to do that. We've got some more noir-themed content coming you guys' way later this month, and I'm sure that I, the Jury, is going to be a part of that conversation. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. We'll talk about Mickey Spillane, talk about Mike Hammer, and we will talk about film noir, the classics we love, looking better than ever before. Thanks to ClassicFlix for sending this over. Thanks to you for watching this review. Until next time, I will catch you later.